Greetings, YouTube. I want to start out by saying I don't think that it is completely unreasonable for certain summoners to want to spend the money on guaranteed 5-star champs this week. I especially think that's true for players at the bottom of the spectrum of where the cutoffs are. Obviously, if you're Cavalier, your roster is going to be, in most cases, less diverse and, shall we say, well rounded than Thronebreaker or certainly Wallet Breaker players. And if you're proven, your roster is going to be less diverse than if you're comparing yourself to a Conqueror or Uncollected or Cavalier, Thronebreaker, Paragon, etc. So, if you're proven, especially, and you've just completed Act 3 and you're doing it with like 3-star champions, it feels like you're buying an 8-star Batman in the store. But all I was able to see from my game today was this. As you can see, we have the daily specials to the left and the Odin and so forth unit specials to the right. And so, like an idiot, I just assumed that all the prices were the same. The offers were just different. I assumed that everybody got the 5-star, but proven players, instead of getting what is essentially a featured Cavalier Crystal on top of a Nexus Cavalier Crystal, they got featured Grandmaster Crystals and Grandmaster Nexus and 5-star shards. If I was running Kabam, I would give proven players who don't have access to the Cavalier tier for $50 American the 5-star, 5 Grandmaster Crystals, a Grandmaster Nexus Crystal, and 2,500 5-star shards. I would do the exact same formula, just with downgraded Crystal Shards from 6-star to 5-star, and from Cavalier Crystals to Grandmasters. We've seen this every day in the game, in the form of the daily special. Same exact price, but you downgrade the Cavalier Tech Nexus to a Grandmaster Tech Nexus. From Tier 5 basic Catalyst fragments to a Tier 4 class fragment selector. From a Tier 4 class Catalyst to Tier 4 basic. A huge downgrade in Tier 2 alpha. 5-star shards instead of 6-star shards, etc. The literal recipe for how this should have gone is right there. Clear as day in the daily special comparison. But you know, kabam! Things are as clear as mud for so much of their marketing department, and I would work pro bono. I would work for free to be a consultant for Kabam and help them do a better job of finding that sweet spot between them being a for-profit company and making money and having players have pro player offers. We've seen some very exceptional pro player offers, and I still think the daily specials are, if you can afford it, worth what a lot of people spend on a cup of coffee, or maybe even more than that, a day, worth $5. I've already purchased the Thronebreaker daily special, so you can't see it. But even taking out the stamps, a 10% Tier 5 Class Catalyst selector is worth $5 by itself. And I think a Tier 4 Class Catalyst selector, given how rare those things are, is worth $5 by itself. And everything else is a bonus that you hope you can get good luck on. But if you don't, no worries. Needless to say, I was wrong, though. And I say, like, if I'm having a normal week on YouTube, I'm wrong about once a week. If I'm having a bad week, it might be once a day. This, from Muha, love that name, and several others, is the proven bundle. Notice, the only thing that's similar about it is the 5-star champion. Instead of 5 featured Cavalier crystals, there are 3, Grandmaster crystals? Instead of a Nexus crystal, there's nothing. And instead of 6-star shards, there's also nothing. If you were showing me this based off of the fair comparison downgrade of what proven players should expect, I would think this was a insult to those players at the same price of $50 American. To be clear, this would be a C- at best, even for those people who just are using 3 stars, versus what you're giving other players in comparable value for proven players and uncollected players, but not yet Cavalier players. So proven, Conqueror, uncollected, I guess I should say. But But y'all, where I got this more wrong than anything else, and I cannot begin to tell you the sickness in my stomach that is oozing out of me from this realization, is the price. Now, to be clear, this is not American currency. This might be Australian or Canadian. I don't know. But in this currency from Muha, $160 for a 5-star. But the American currency that I've confirmed is still $100. You are charging double the price for a 5-star and giving 90% less? I mean, if this isn't the snapshot of what inflation feels like depending on where you are in this world right now, I don't know what is. It's a disgrace. This is a disgrace. And that's going to be a Tiles video. It's not that it's not worth purchasing, especially for proven and conqueror players, for a guaranteed 5-star. And I'm for that concept, 100%, especially with champs like Colossus, but even certainly champions like Cosmic Ghost Rider, Warlock, champions that don't need to be awakened to be effective. We're not talking about Aegon here, or Void, or even Archangel, you know. But at the same time, they need to keep the price exactly the same and just do what they do with the daily special. Just downgrade it from Cavalier to Grandmaster and from 6-star shards to 5-star shards. You're screwing over these players in so many different ways, and it is disgraceful. And I just have to say, as somebody who keeps it 100, this is one of Kabam's shadiest moves of 2022. And my goodness, is that saying something. Shame on you, marketing department. Hit me up. I'm available-ish. And I can work for free. Now that's a deal Kabam shouldn't pass up.